All right, it's district breakdown time. I'm joined by our Houston Chronicle insider, Jon Poorman, who is on location. We always love to send him on location, especially when it's on his dime. And he's out there, and he figured the best place to talk about 26A is somewhere in Colorado, right?
Yeah, Pagosta Springs is treating me well, but can't totally get away from Texas. Got to talk some high school football here, and glad to be doing it.
Well, when we talk about this district, before you go out on some kayaking mission or some sort with the family, we always talk about Ridgepoint because Ridgepoint has won the last couple, 2-3 years, and they haven't had too terribly much competition. They got beat by Travis maybe 2 years ago, but they've been kind of handling other things. Well, this year they got Hightower up there to give them a little boost. What do you think about this district this year? And could it be more of Ridgepoint?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting with the number of teams that are in this district. Of course, non-district play is extremely limited, so they're not going to have much time to really get ready for the gauntlet that is this 26A schedule. As you mentioned, Ridgepoint has kind of been the class of the district over the past couple of seasons, and really since their program, came around, they've had a lot of great success. And obviously last year they were pretty dominant. But yeah, Hightower is definitely the interesting factor when it comes to, how this district is going to shake out, how these standings are going to shake out, because as we know, Hightower has had a lot of great success, at the 5A level, and now with them moving up, I believe that they have the numbers and the athletes to be able to compete at the high level at 6A as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fit in and if they can give Ridgepoint for their money. And then also, we'll see about the rest of these teams, if anybody can, challenge the Panthers for the district crown. But we're really looking forward to this one because I think there's going to be a lot of intriguing matchups, not just at the top of the district, but, when you're looking at the middle of the standings and teams fighting for playoff spots, I think that there's going to be some really good matchups.
Before we hit on Hightower a little bit, a lot of us are assuming Ridgepoint, Hightower are probably going to be two of the four playoff teams, but who do you think the other two may be, or what teams do we need to look out for the other seven there?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, Travis has a good track record there. I believe they finished second in the district last year, so I think that, they're always going to, be a factor there. George Ranch, of course, has won a state championship in its short history, and they always seem to, have some good, solid squads down there as well. So those are two teams that I'm really going to be keeping an eye on when it comes to, can they challenge for the top of the district? I'm not sure, maybe, but can they get into the playoffs? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are talking about Hightower moving up, but they're also talking about how their quarterback, Pinson, moved on to Willow Ridge to follow his father, who's coaching there now. I talked to Cornelius Anthony a little earlier, and he said he likes the fact that people are not thinking about their new quarterback. He didn't even really want to talk about his name or anything. I want to keep this a secret, but he says he's got a quarterback in there that's ready to do things. How long do you think it will take for a team like the Hurricanes to get adapted to 6A and making their mark? Is it going to take a couple games or a couple seasons?
Well, as I mentioned before, they don't have much time. They got the quick non-district action, and then they're jumping right into it. I think that they're well acclimated. It's going to be interesting to see, kind of how it plays out in the trenches. Of course, at the 6A level, offensive and defensive line play is going to be crucial. They definitely have the skill players to be able to handle something like that, including a guy named Zion Kearney, who's, one of the top wide receiver recruits in his class. But yeah, anytime you lose a starting quarterback, that's tough. But, it sounds like they've got another kid coming up who played pretty well at the state 7-on-7 tournament, and so, we'll just see how it goes. Maybe it takes them a couple games to kind of get acclimated and, but it's going to be really important for them to do that quickly if they want to compete for a district title.
That is true. Hightower made it to the semis in that 7-on-7 deal. Another interesting tidbit about this district, it's mostly all Fort Bend, and they got one of their favorite stadiums, Hall Stadium, going under renovation this year, so they won't play any games there. Mercer's back, but Hall isn't, so they will be searching out stadiums at Katy and Tully and places like that, so they'll be playing a little home away from home games. If that's, I don't know if that's advantage or disadvantage. It's all about the talent in the field, but you're going to have to you yourself are going to have to search out where they're playing to go cover this year, Johnny.
Yeah, for sure. It makes scheduling a little bit, harder to track down, when it comes to, different stadiums being closed and who's home, who's away, and things like that. But I think I have faith in us that we'll get it figured out.
I know you will. You're smart like that. All right, you enjoy.
I like to think so.
You enjoy the rest of your vacation. We're going to go to 21-6A next week and talk about defending state champions at North Shore, who keep picking up some new players, getting even better. So we'll see how that goes next week.
Sounds good.